Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? Right, it's Tuesday's request day, and today's map has a bit of a backstory. A few months ago we reviewed a map that was like a giant great big bathtub slowly filling up with water, and you had to build your city in the middle before it completely flooded. And having reviewed that, the creator said, could you review a different map of mine, also a challenge map, which we did last week. And that was the one where the whole map was a river, and then you had to build little islands in it, and the islands would affect the water flow onto the other islands and could cause flooding. At the same time they requested that, though, they said, I played a game with my girlfriend, and she's made a map and she'd like you to review it. And I went, okay, so we put it on the list at the same time, and as we did him last week, we'll do her this week. Now, I'm going to say it's not a glowing map, and I'm going to ask you to please be very, very nice in the comments. I'm going to talk about more of that in a moment once we actually start the review, but please just remember that, okay, before we get started. Now, one other thing before we get started is one little task. That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people, and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. So thank you very much for your support. Right, today's map is No Challenge Beauty One by Challenge, or strictly speaking, the girlfriend of Challenge on Challenge's account. Now let's have a little look at the start square. This for me is interesting. We have mostly marshlands. Well, mostly flooding, but I'm calling it marshlands because I'm nice. And then we've got all the resources. The resources actually are interesting and usable, so that's all good. Great work there. And then off to the workshop. It's a 100% vanilla map. We'll be using the vanilla tropical theme, and say it with me, the realistic 1.2 LUT. Cool. Now, as I said before, we don't know anything about these creators. Any creator, any one of us could be an adult or 7 years old. And I always try to treat everybody, talk to people like they're an adult, but I always remember that they might be just 7. And the important thing is that we enjoy the game. And we don't want to put people off playing the game by being a bit mean. So please don't be mean in the comments. I'm going to try and be as constructive and nice as possible. Now, before we go any further, notice these are 4-lane highways. Oh, by the way, this bridge is probably the best thing you'll see today. But yeah, 4-lane highways. I believe they're mass transit. Mass transit isn't listed as being a requirement. Now, I'm not entirely certain, so I'm not marking anything down for this, but I'm pretty sure you need mass transit to have this. Otherwise, you'll have no roads at all, pretty much. But anyway, yes, that might be the best thing you see in today's show. Next thing, now this was me, I looked at this, I thought, is this an elevated highway? This looks like an elevated highway. So I grabbed the move it node, and no, it is a ground level. And sorry cars. So that was just me checking to see whether it was actually a ground level road or an elevated highway. And it was ground level, so all good. I think the sound barriers give it the impression of being elevated. Anyway, now we are elevating, we are going up the ramp to the start square intersection. Now notice we're going from 4 lanes down to 3 lanes here. This is weird. And then the slip roads are 4 lanes. Yes, the slip roads are actually wider than the main highway. That is absolutely crazy. I love it. Absolutely love it. In the wrong sort of sense. Anyway, all good. And now let's have a look at this start square. Flooding already. And for me, this is where there's an extra star to be had in terms of gameplay potential, because you have to actually salvage the start square before you can build on it. But anyway, first this. Because on the other side of the highway, we've got an asset. Yes, it's USA in Motel by Die Hard Hunter. When I said that bridge was probably the best thing you'll see today, I might be lying. It might be this. This is a lovely little thing. And while we're here, shall we do a factoid? Because Factoids? What do we think? I think so. I should open my book ready one of these days. Jim Brady, a US railway millionaire, showed his love for actress Lillian Russell by buying her a gold-plated bicycle encrusted with precious jewels. And I do hope that the encrusted areas wasn't the saddle, because that would actually cause a few sores, wouldn't it? Ooh, ouch. But anyway, yes, USA in Motel by Die Hard. This I like. The sign comes separately, but also on the one click. So that's great. You can actually position that sign where you like. But it's a lovely little thing, and I like it. I'm going to be using that, maybe. As we head back to No Challenge Beauty One by Challenge. Girlfriend of Challenge. Is it true? Is it possible to be a nerd and have a girlfriend? I see. I believe that Challenge made this himself. It's not humanly possible. Yeah. I know. No. a few people have got married and then gone back to the game, but maybe not. Never mind. Facebook /official BonBonB is the Facebook page if you want to join me over there, and it'll just help you keep up with in case you miss any shows. Like, some shows are worth missing, aren't they? I'm not going to suggest that this is one of them. we've got here yeah, perfect bridges. Absolutely nothing wrong with this whatsoever. It's like the bridge is smiling at us. Look at the old supports there. Okay, let's do this. No rail.
Are you baffled by how YouTubers put detailing on their assets? Are you frightened that something called Anarchy would break your game? Then you need the BonBonB's Beginner Guide to Anarchy. Click the information button now.
And back one more time to Challenge. No challenge by Beauty One. There's no shipping routes, and there's no air routes. Everything's going to be running down that super wide 4-lane highway. Water flow. Now we know there's water flow because first of all we can see it here. We follow the arrows along, and then it breaks the banks there. I think deliberately, you know, because look, see the way they come down here, and they start filling these little pools here, and then the water from those pools, yeah, pours out into the river. Oh, look, even the map's got a sad face. Yes, and the flooding extends all the way up to the start square intersection. Now let's have a look. Now I think the design is not planned. Okay, I could be wrong. I mean, for me, and there is one word I think to describe this map. One word, and it's not the one you're thinking of. I think it's doodled. It just feels doodled to me. No planning at all. A little bit of water trickling into these that they should be filled by the looks of it, but this one's filled, and this one's filled. But where's it getting filled from? How is that filled? So once again, let's go and have a look at the water tool. It's actually got a water source in it. So it's, I don't know, it's almost like she knew that wasn't actually going to fill. So that was, rather than fix it, do that. I don't know if it's planning or whether it's just, I don't know, ramshackled, bouncing around from one thing to another. I mean, these points I would never mark highly, except for in a very cleverly designed map. I don't feel this is a very cleverly designed map. It's possible you could get 5 stars for beauty, for aesthetics and for detail with points like this, but this isn't the map it's going to happen on. I don't think I've seen a map where it's happened, but it could in theory happen. Like if you're recreating Vulcan or something like that. Possible. Now look here, see this lovely river? Move it again, use the marquee selection. A zillion drowned trees at the bottom of that river. That for me is just slack. It's just slack, I'm sorry. I don't mind the drowned trees in the marshes because clearly marshes, but these These would have rotted away long ago with all that water pouring over them. Okay, what more have we got to have a look at? I mean, this is the cake tin mountain. Looks a little bit like a cake tin, I think, roughly. Don't know. I don't know what a cake tin looks like. It's oh, and this is interesting for water flow. I think once again this is the second point of interest on the whole map: the marsh and this mountain. And your chance to vote on the map: is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the best 10 maps of the month? Will it? Only you can decide, not me. Only you can decide. I can only give it like little star ratings at the end of the show. And aesthetically, I can't find anything really to say about it. I think anything that was done to this map would make it more aesthetically pleasing. I'm going to give it 1 star. So much for beauty, I'm sorry. Detailing. Right, okay. Once again, struggling. I'm struggling, but that first bridge wasn't bad. And so it might be the lamest reason, but I'm going to give an extra star for that first bridge. See? I can be nice. 2 stars for detailing. Gameplay potential. Again, struggling. Struggling badly. But if you treat it as a challenge map rather than a no challenge map and have to try and reclaim that start square from all that marsh from a 0 standing point, that's a challenge. That's gameplay. Star for that. But other than that, nah. 2 stars for gameplay potential. No challenge, beauty won by challenge. I don't know what I was expecting when I opened this map. I wasn't expecting this. I don't know. I really don't know what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be like lots of pretty trees everywhere. Maybe higgledy-piggledy, but I was expecting, I don't know. I was expecting something different. But there you go. Well, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Don't forget to join me tomorrow for another map in the What Map series. Tonight, for the very last of this month's City Editions, one last look at London by Drew Peacock. Yes, I am still doing it, sort of. I said I wasn't, but I am. And yeah, tomorrow, hopefully a better map. Thanks for watching. See you soon.